I've decided to turn the camera on again because there's always something more to talk about with this training, for want of a better word, which is really all about getting their trust. And to get the trot that I've got with Jupiter, I've had to travel absolute miles in trot, absolute miles to get him to kind of get him like this in this settled state, which mostly and largely he stays in, and to get rid of the reaction and the shine. So really it is miles under their belt. You know, if you just go out for 40 minutes, a little bit of walk and trot, it's very hard to get there. But when you keep this trot going this way, you have to be quite fit for this job. When you go for mile after mile, eventually they just settle into a rhythm, and they start to calm down of their own accord, you know, with the right support. And that is key, you know, the right support. Now this hill is quite steep, and if I ask him to WHOA, he'll stop dead, and I'll show you that now. Whoa! There, and he will just stand here, at least on the way out, for as long as I want him to. Good boy. Now, we've got to keep going. He says he doesn't really want to trot down the hill, so he might just walk for a minute. Oh, when we go up the other side where the Dobermans used to be, they've moved out, I miss the Dobermans for the work that they did with the horses, throwing themselves at and the Rottweiler throwing itself at the gate, but I'm so glad they've moved on, because they were quite unpleasant. But the new neighbours are really very nice. I've only met them once, and it was on the way back, and they had a collie dog that was barking, and they were trying to make it be quiet, and I was explaining that, come on, that actually I'm able to kick Jupiter now. Not that I'm into kicking horses with the legs, but it's good to be able to kick them when they're not frightened. Come on. And because Jupiter's not frightened of me anymore, he's happy to stand. Come on. At least on the way out. And he's getting better on the way back. So yes, I was explaining to them that actually I wanted the dog to bark and run around, and it was good for Jupiter. And I pulled in, and the whole family came over, and we were having a chat, and I must have stayed there for about 15 minutes, you know, on the way home. And come on, on the way home, and Jupiter just stood as good as gold. In fact, he rested a leg and probably would have stayed there for an hour. And they're saying, "Cool, he's quiet, isn't he? Never seen such a quiet horse." And I was trying to explain to them that actually, you know, he wasn't always like this. But of course, when you're not horsing, you don't understand. You just think that they're born that way. But no, they're not born that way. At least the majority. I don't know if any are. You know, they've had the right relationship from the start on the ground, and people have invested lots of time with them, then yes, perhaps. But for most horses, it has to be developed. Now this is a really lovely swinging, lovely, and I'm really riding with it. It's just lovely. It's not running. It's got a purpose and a swing to it, and it's forward but light. I can stop it at any time. Yeah, I'm still riding him, but I don't have to, you know, he's not looking for a way out like he used to. There's a good boy. Hey? Is he good? So, yeah, it requires an awful lot of work in comparison to, say, producing the competition horse. And if that was his job, he'd be at the shows already, doing his bit. Okay, I'm going to have a little trot along here and just settle him into this trot so he doesn't think it's C-A-N-T-E-R. Good boy. We're close approaching a day when might actually be able to have some fun. You know, it's not all hard work. Boy. Every so often I bring him back to walk and then forward to trot to remind him, and forward to walk and forward to trot. Boy. Right. We normally go down there, but we're going to be going down there in a minute when we've had a few little canters. Now, this horse actually didn't have a canter. He used to propel himself at 100 miles an hour, and then eventually, if you're lucky, you got this racy canter. So there's quite a lot of work to do still, but off we go. Right, and canter, canter. Good boy. And trot, trot. Good boy. And canter. Good boy. And trot. Very good. Now, what he found difficult, and a lot of cobs do, is to, good boy, is to organise their legs so that when you ask for canter, they actually engage the leg and don't just run, because it seems very natural to a cob to run and not necessarily to canter. Now we're returning towards home, so he needs to be sensible, but he is getting there. Pretty sensible, aren't you? Yeah, he's pretty sensible. Right, now we're going to try another one. And canter, canter. Yes! Good boy! And trot. Well, the downward transitions aren't as spot on as they are from trot to walk, but in order to get the canter, we don't keep it going for too long. Good boy. There. And now we're going to come round here. Yes, we're going to come round here. He says, oh, I thought we were going home. No, we're not going home. Right, we're going up again. And doing it like this takes the worry out of it for the horse. And canter. Good boy. And trot. Yes. Good boy. Well, that was a definite downward transition, wasn't it? Yes. Good boy. Right, one more. And trot. That was a little messier because it was on the right leg, not the left leg. Good boy. But at least he goes on both legs. Very good. There. Then across the fire break, around here. He says, oh, if we're going to do circles, I'll stop. I'll stop. Boy. Now they're bound to get a little more excited in the early stages with this canter. It's only to be expected, but the thing is, by doing it this way, it doesn't, like, they don't see a fire break and then think, oh, hey ho, away we go. Good boy. There, good boy. Right, and canter, canter. Yes, good boy, and this feels lovely. And trot. Yes, good boy. And canter. Yes, good boy. And trot. There, good boy. Very good. Right, and now we're going to come round here. Round here. Round here. I mean, yes, it does get his emotions up, but he's ready for this now. He's ready.